With the retention chart, you can analyze when and how users come back to your product. You can use the retention chart in many ways to analyze baseline new user engagement, the effectiveness of a marketing campaign, or the adoption of a new feature. In this video, we will set up a fairly straightforward retention chart, and we will focus on what the chart is showing us and how to customize it to reflect your definition of retention. I'm in the Amplitude's demo environment, which is a music streaming app. And I'm here in the chart builder with the retention chart selected. By default, our starting event is new user. The new user event means that Amplitude is seeing event data for this user for the very first time. The default return event is any active event. Active events should be something that the user is doing in the product, like playing a song or changing a setting. Typically, this would exclude things like receiving a push notification. We're looking at retention over the course of the last 45 days, specifically daily retention. When I look at the visualization, I can see how many users perform an active event on their very first day, day 0, or the following day, which is day 1, or day 2, or day 3, or day 4, and so on. For example, I can see that of our new users in the last 45 days, what % are doing something active in the product 5 days after being new. You can modify the starting event and return event to match your company's definition of new user retention. For example, if I'm Amplitude's, I'm going to define a new user as a user who's performed user signup, and I'll do that by changing the starting event. For the return event, I'll choose Amplitude's critical event, play song or video. We can now see for the users who signed up in the last 45 days, how many are coming back to play a song or video each day. The breakdown table tells us how all the data we're collecting over the last 45 days rolls up to this visualization. With this table, you can break the data out into daily cohorts and see how their retention compares day over day. And as I follow along on these successive columns, I can see how many of those played a song or video on their day 0, day 1, day 2, day 3, etc. The empty cells are days that have not occurred yet. The cells with an asterisk are occurring right now and are still collecting data. Each of the rows in the table roll up to the top row, which is the high-level aggregate. Of all the users who've had a day 2, a given % played a song or video on their day 2, and that normalized number in the top row is what is visualized in the chart above. Retention doesn't have to be about new users. You can easily use this report to look at something like new feature retention. Let's say, for example, I work on our product team focused on sharing and social features, and we've recently launched an option to add friends. Do people like it? Are people who discover this feature actually coming back week over week to continue to leverage it? Or do they add friends once and never use the feature again? And what I could do is make the starting event add friends and the return event also add friends. And now what I'm seeing is how many users in the last 12 weeks added at least one friend and then came back the next week to add a friend again. Again, this is a good way for me to track the continued usage of this particular feature set. We've covered some of the very basics of the retention chart. Now is a great time to dive in and try it out for yourself.